Ah, whoa, 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 whoa. All right, people. Your boy Mad Mike here, man. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Wow, 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 wow. Man, 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 man. Rise up, bro. Hey man, look. Hey man, look. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. In freaking credible. That's all I got to say, man. It still rise the fuck up, man. It still rise up, all right? Ain't never gonna jump off board. Y'all want to jump off board, get your asses out. You ain't real Falcons fans. Know what I'm saying? If you want to jump off, go, get your ass out. But damn, but damn, when we lose. Okay? When we lose, we lose. Jesus Christ. Wow. Just I don't know what to say, bro. I'ma just say this. Man. Ah, I'm trying to gather my words, okay? Just hold up for a second. I'm trying to gather my words. I really am. But good gracious, good gracious, good gracious. I Woo! Wow, 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 wow. Man, 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 man. Just give me a second, people. All right, I'm trying, okay? Give me a second. I got I'm gonna thoroughly break this down. I'm gonna thoroughly break this down. I'm just wow, just at a loss for words right now. I like it's to the point where it's to the point where unfortunately that we've seen this before, but this is a question right here. Who who is to blame? Who do you blame, Falcons fans? Who do we blame? Whose fault is it? Who do we blame? Do we blame Dan Quinn? Do we blame the offense for getting off to a slow start? Do we blame Dirk Cutter? Do we blame Raheem Morris? Do we blame Jeff Ulbrich? Who in the bloody hell do we blame? Please let me know because I like it's to the point where it's like seriously, what? Who do we blame? You know what I'm saying? It's I don't get it. I just don't get it. Blame COVID. Hey man, I'm not even blaming the corners actually played okay, man. Um Isaiah Oliver, my God. He started off on a good note, but it just got worse as the time went on, man. It really did just get worse as the time go on, man. And it's to the point where who who do you blame, man? Who do we blame?
What's going on, bro? You doing all right?
Hey man, we live with the Atlanta Falcons people right now, man. Jesus Christ. Who where do we start, Big Low? Like where do we start?
Well,
Where do we start? Who do we blame? Who do we blame? Like, where did the Falcons go wrong?
well,
I have my theory, but I want to know what your theory is, man. Who is to blame for this?
well, to be completely honest with you, I think a lot of it has to do with our coaching staff. Um, we just didn't make the adjustments that we should have made. I apologize if my wife makes noise in the background because she's watching football and she's a fantasy football nerd. So
Hey,
uh,
man, as long as ain't no F bombs, she should be all right, man.
okay. But yeah, number one, going forward on fourth down, I think it was that the second quarter, guys. I mean,
Second quarter.
yeah, I mean, that was a situation where, if you are going to go for it on fourth down, have plays that you have specifically designed for that specific situation. We didn't make adjustments. They were blowing up the right side of our offensive line. And, from the beginning of the game, it's like in key downs, Caleb McGarry, he was just blocking down opposed to getting a tight end over there to help him out. And, I mean, Matt Ryan was just getting killed. I'm pretty sure the right side of his body is going to be hurting pretty bad tonight. I mean, but we basically just lost this whole game on fourth downs on offense and fourth downs on defense. There's no reason we should be giving up big plays like that to DK Metcalf on 4th and 5 or 4th and 6. That's just ridiculous. I think we just weren't prepared the way that we should have been. I think at this moment, I don't know if, Dan Quinn always talks about being fired up. I don't know if this was a situation where he was just too fired up for the moment. But Dan Quinn and your boy, our offensive coordinator, Cutter, if he doesn't do anything better than this, man, he has to go. I know this is the first game of the season, but you definitely can't get out coached like that. That's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Man, you know what's more like what's frustrating is not, and I talked about this in the group that I'm in, man. You know what the most frustrating part about it is? I'm finally seeing that it's not the players. We really have tremendous players.
Yeah.
The players, the defense got off to a really good start. They got off to a really good start, believe it or not. Isaiah Oliver played well for the most part outside of that horrible decision. And I know a lot of people, when they saw that play, we just saw Isaiah Oliver give up a touchdown. But it's more to it than just. You're a coach yourself. Why are we consistently and constantly leaving this guy on the island? He's not that good of a corner. You cannot leave him on the corner. You can't leave him on the island like that. What are we doing? We got a rookie as the opposite side. AJ Terrell. These guys are rookie. Why are you leaving them on the island by themselves? That's bad coaching. And it's the bad thing about it, it's the same things over and over and over again.
Yeah.
We come out flat in the first game. We come out flat in the first game all the time. All the time. This is an issue that has always been the case. And even the offense. And when you look at the offense, I like how Dirk Cutter came out the gate.
Yeah.
But when you made up one key point, they kept blitzing Adams. And I'm talking to my boy. I was like, Adam making plays. Yeah, Adam making plays, but we're not adjusting to it.
Wasn't adjusting.
If you see a guy continuously coming on the blitz on the right side, and you said something else, he kept coming on the blitz on the right side, and there was no tight end there. Nothing. What are we doing?
Nothing.
Make an adjustment. Dirk Cutter made absolutely no adjustment. None. Zero. That's what's most frustrating about this. Coaching. Yeah. The players played well. They played well. This is the first game. They haven't had a preseason game. So guess what? Coaches have to be even better with their coaching. If you haven't had that time, this is week one. This is week one of the NFL season. You gotta coach better than that.
Yeah.
These are decisions that these are inexcusable. To have Isaiah Oliver, AJ Terrell on an island on themselves. He is a first year player. Isaiah Oliver, this is really his second year. This is the first time he really got. And this guy's on an island on a big play.
Yeah.
On an island by himself. Like,
So
I don't understand it.
when Russell Wilson seen that, I'm pretty sure his eyes got as big as silver dollars. He was like, "Hey man, just run a 9 route. We'll see what happens after that." I mean, there wasn't no kind of safety help over the top.
No safety help.
It's like even after he caught the ball, I didn't even see anybody in the picture. It was like they were practicing social distance.
Yeah, it was nobody even in the picture. That right there is a direct correlation to coaching. And I've said this before. People want to praise Raheem Morris as if he's done something. He's the defensive coordinator. Dan Quinn is not making the calls. Dan Quinn is not making those calls. Raheem Morris is the defensive coordinator. He's making those calls. He made 0 adjustments. And it's just like it's
like
I said,
the first two drives, the defense did start off kind of slow, and I seen the adjustments that they made. I know like everybody on Twitter and everywhere else was going crazy over the sack that Tack got, but I mean that was just a blown assignment sack. Like he don't even deserve to get that one put on the stat sheet, y'all. So let's not even really count that one. They just didn't block him in that particular situation. Now your boy Grady got his man today, boy.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this, man. We got to talk about this fucking Grady Jarrett is an absolute monster. If you have not been aware of Grady Jarrett, this guy played his behind off.
Yeah.
This guy is second behind Aaron Donald, period.
All day.
He played the guy got sacks. The guy was getting penetration. He was getting double team. He was beating double team. This man coming off the edge like he's a defensive end.
Man, there were situations whenever they were running toss plays, and whenever Chris Carson got to the sideline, I seen 97 there. I was like,
I'm like, how the hell he get on?
How did he get all the way over there?
Like, bro, this man is amazing. Grady Jarrett, I don't want to hear anybody else say Grady Jarrett is not an elite player. This guy is an elite ball player. This dude was absolutely everywhere. And like I said, I'm gonna say this. Dan Quinn did one thing. I think what he did to that defensive line looks absolutely nasty.
Yeah.
He put that defensive line together. Give him a credit for that.
Yeah.
But what I see
all over the place too.
And that's it. Dante Fowler and Grady Jarrett showed out. Tack had he had plays where he shined.
Good play. Yeah. Whenever he read that pass, because he's actually putting his head up and watching what's going on now, and I was surprised about that.
Yes,
because he seen that there was a ball being thrown, pushed himself off of the man and put his hands up. Because at the end of the day, it's like if you can't get there, you just put the ball down. I mean, that's exactly what it was. Technical.
That's it.
And I was surprised. I was like, okay,
that's growth. That's growth from Tag. That's what I want to see. I want to see growth from players. Like I said, I'm not necessarily upset about how the play, how the Falcons lost the game. I'm really not. I'm more upset with the coaching. The coaching was absolutely horrendous on the defensive side of the ball. bad coaching.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I mean, you can't penalties. They're going to happen, especially when these guys haven't had any time to play. They really haven't had a training camp, so these guys are rusty. So I'm not going to fault Neesman, even though it was a bad timing on that. It would have been a lot closer. Neesman would have held on to the ball. The game, we could easily won this game. So it's the mistakes, and this is why I say I'm upset more not with the players, because I know we definitely seen the Falcons had the players. Ridley played his behind off, and your boy Hayden Hurst. Okay, Hayden looks so explosive and so athletic. The hands, oh my God, Gurley looked good. Looked good.
Yeah, he did.
The touchdown in the end zone, like that's all awareness. Devontae Freeman can't make that play. He's not thinking he can't make that play. To go over the top and get a touchdown like that right there is all talent. This is what Matt Ryan been talking about with Todd Gurley. When the lights come on, when you need a play, Todd Gurley is that guy. And like I said, you get these players when you have the players, man. It's really all up to the coaches not to lose game. And I think the coaching really cost us this game. It was absolutely pathetic.
Yeah. I mean, because how many times did we go for it on fourth down? 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 times. And that play where Matt Ryan got sacked, the play was uncreative. It was not creative. No, I mean, everybody pretty much in the same space, in the same spot. Like, where were the tight end crosses? Where were the tight end, they've been talking about seam routes all day. I didn't see a seam route from Hayden. He was running flat routes.
Yeah.
The whole entire game. Route. That's what he was running.
Yeah, I did see him run a couple of routes vertically, but for the most part, yeah, he was just going east and west for the most part. He wasn't really getting up the field. But man, your boy Ridley, he was looking. Ridley was looking really good.
Man, Ridley is a monster, man. Ridley, Jesus Christ.
But
Ridley is absolutely amazing.
He just wanted
your boy Jew talk sports, man. What's going on,
y'all? Hey, yo, look, y'all see I got my game gear on, yo. Hey, look, man. That game, man, it was. I told you guys about Russell Wilson. We all know what Russell Wilson is capable of, but it's a lot of things that went on in this game that I kind of predicted. Ridley did end up with 2 touchdowns, even though it was in a loss. They couldn't hold him, really. They couldn't hold him. To me, we didn't stay balanced with the run game, and I think it's because, of course, we got down by so much. But I really feel like the offense did the defense a disservice. The defense was on the field way too much, and they were kind of getting tired after a while. They played well early on, but I felt like it was a lot of close calls and bad calls in this game. That 3rd and 23 was a backbreaker with the Ricardo Allen pass interference.
Oh my! That was so bad. That was such a bad call. That was such a bad call. That was just a terrible call.
And then it was like we couldn't catch a break because we had the fake punt where Rashad Neesman had the first down but dropped the football. So it was like a lot of bad breaks in the game.
I ain't showing my face today, yeah.
But another thing that I was kind of encouraged about, I don't want to be just a Debbie Downer because there was some things I seen in this game that I was encouraged about. I was really impressed with Dante Fowler in the run game. He was straight destroying the edges. On the run game, he was doing a good job of destroying Tat McKinley looked real good in this game, and I was happy what I seen out of that.
He did.
I was very impressed by. I mean, even not just the sack that he had, but
growth. It's just the growth. Growth mentally is what I've seen on the football field. That's why I thought is mental growth. Like that's what I want from Tat. And I'm tough on Tat. Everybody can tell you I've called him all types of names. I think he is soft, but from what I've seen so far, man, Tat has. It's only one game. It's only one game. I got to see more. You know what I'm saying? And I said this. I said this to Lowe. yeah, this is the first game. Yeah, this is the first game. And we saw that these guys are rusty. But where the difference is going to be, whether this is a bad season or not, they got to come back in the next game much, much better. Because the coaching staff absolutely let this team down. It was absolutely horrendous. It was
Yeah,
horrendous coaching all the
I
way
agree with you.
around. I don't know what they were thinking.
Well, that's what kind of scared me about no preseason, Mike. Like what you're talking about, I really didn't know what to expect in this game. So going into the game, I was confident, but I also was
Mhm.
nervous because all of the stuff we've been talking about over the last month or so since we've been doing our Friday night show. I told you guys about Terrell. Y'all seen him try to jump on that double move against Metcalf? He's very aggressive and he's a playmaker. But I knew they were going to get him at some point in the game because he wanted to make a play so bad. And they showed the play where he tried to
Mhm.
jump, he bit up a little bit, and it was that in and out, stop and go, and it was basically wide open. The play where
Mhm.
Isaiah Oliver got caught one-on-one on DK Metcalf, that was another backbreaker. I feel like it was just a lot of things that went against us. Because if y'all remember, when Metcalf had that deep touchdown against Oliver one-on-one, we had stopped them on third down. That was fourth down when they threw that deep pass to Metcalf. So it was just a lot of backbreakers. Like it seemed like every play that needed to be made, Seattle made it. Every clutch play that we made, every break we could have got, we didn't get. Like I was saying, that the fake punt, it worked, but then the guy fumbled. So it was like everything that we did where we had a chance, it kind of was just like we had a lot of backbreakers and everything went Seattle's way. And that's when the game kind of got out of hand.
That's where,
So
yeah,
Mhm.
that's where coaching comes into effect. That's the things that you got to think about. You got a guy that
Stop the
hardly
play.
ever carries. You got a guy that hardly ever carries the ball, giving him the
exactly.
ball on a fake punt on fourth down with no preseason games where it's not used to getting hit. Like those are the things that you got to take into consideration before trying to get fancy and do things like fake punts. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
I agree with you, Big Low. I agree with you. When I first seen the dude catch the ball, I thought it was our fullback. I thought it was Keith Smith. But then when they showed it was Sherrod Neesman, I'm like, well, that's why
I
he
was
fumbled. Like you
surprised.
said, he's a defensive back. So I mean, he's a safety or a defensive back. So I mean, I couldn't really expect anything different, even though, as Mike always said, as players, you gotta execute. If you on special teams, trust me, this ain't Sherrod Neesman's first rodeo. He's practiced that play. So at the
yeah,
same time, as much as I want to put that on the coach for not
Yes.
having a running back or fullback, Sherrod Neesman has to hold on to the football. You got the first down. When he crossed the first down marker, all he had to do was lay down. He kept going forward and he got hit blindsided. But I blame Sherrod Neesman. I really don't blame that on coaching. I blame that on you got to execute. If your job is to be a special teamer and you run this
You got
fake
to hold
this
on to
fake
that
play,
ball. You got to hold on to that ball.
exactly, exactly. It's no excuse. It's no excuse. It's
yeah,
no excuse. He getting paid just like everybody else. It's no excuse. And that's why I say we messed up. I feel like Seattle, every break they got, they capitalized.
yeah.
What I talk about in my keys to victory, I said we got to score touchdowns in the
Mhm.
red zone. We didn't score touchdowns. We got in the red zone a lot of times. We just couldn't score. To be honest, I talked about Todd Gurley. Y'all seen when we got to the goal line, he jumped over the line. I told you.
Mhm.
Where Freeman, if that was Freeman, he's getting stopped on that
That's
play.
not he making that. Yeah, Freeman not making that. He's not doing that. And see, that's what I always say about chemistry and IQ. You can have all the best talent, but if you don't have the mental ability to make plays, to recognize plays, we saw the linebackers, and this is where I say, I'm not going to be so hard on these guys because I know a lot of Falcons fans is just like really upset right now. I'm not as upset. I am more upset with coaching than anything. They should
I agree
not
with you.
be lacking adjustment. Like this is something like why do you continuously have Isaiah Oliver left on a island? Why is it we're continuously doing this? This happened last year. These are the adjustments. These are the lack of adjustments that we have. And another thing about the defense, Miss Maggie, how you doing?
Hey Maggie.
Hello.
Don't be so sad, Maggie.
But
Maggie, don't be so sad,
this is a
Maggie.
lack of
Don't be sad,
I'm just
Maggie. It's
here
Hey,
game.
so I
it's
won't be fired. That's it. That's why I'm here.
Don't be sad, Maggie. Trust
hey,
me.
but like,
Look,
hey,
we're gonna be smiling next week. Watch. Just watch what I say. We're gonna be smiling next week. All the people that's gonna crush the team, as Mike's saying, everybody that's crushing us right now. Remember, we had no preseason. Remember, we still got Kendall Sheffield, who's a dog on the outside, who's just as fast and would have been able to keep up with DK Metcalf. We still got Marlon Davidson. To me, the defensive line looked good. Now
Oh
you
yeah.
drop in another dominant player on the inside. Trust me, we're gonna be okay. It's still early. We had no preseason. We had basically. I went into this game kind of like with no expectations because I didn't really know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really be mad at these guys. I can't be mad at not executing, but I can't really be mad because it was so many unknowns. Like people, I have fans asking me and like people on my channel, like, is Marlon Davidson gonna play? Is AJ Terrell gonna play? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, really? I said my gut was telling me Marlon Davidson wasn't gonna play because he missed so much of training camp. But I had no way of knowing. I didn't know what lineup we were going to start off on the defensive line. But it looked like we went with Don Kaminsky and Grady Jarrett on the inside and then Tack and Dante Fowler on the outside. And I kind of like that group of guys. They did a good job to me. I just feel like it was those key
they
plays.
really,
Right. Big Low said it in our chat that we have. He said it's about 3 or 4 plays that cost us this game. And he was right. It's turning points in games. At third and 24, plays like that, Ricardo Allen just has to be smarter. You just got to be smart. You just got to play smart. Like if they're gonna throw a jump ball to Tyler Lockett in that situation, I'm gonna make Tyler Lockett make that play. I'm not gonna grab him out the air. I'm not gonna make it look close because to me the ball looked uncatchable. The ball went over his head. So I just think he kind of panicked. He panicked, and you know how that goes. You never know.
Hey man, it gets tough, whenever in moments like that, it gets tough to kind of go back to doing what you know that you're supposed to do. Question is, are you going to do what you're supposed to do, or are you just going to panic and just kind of let your body take over? I think his first reaction was, well, let me grab something to see, just to make it look like I'm trying because I don't know what to do right now. Everything's happening too fast.
Yeah,
So. But I don't think that was a pass interference myself. I think that one was kind of iffy if you ask me. But y'all know how I feel about these new rules. I think these offensive players are a little too pretty nowadays. They get things a little bit too easy.
I agree with you. Big Low. I feel like it was a couple other things I kind of wanted to touch on. Another thing I kind of wanted to touch on was that play where I think it was 4th down and we went for it. It was just a bad play call by Dirk Cutter. I think the players that were on the field were Gage and I think it was Julio. It was like 2 receivers on the field. I'm like, in this situation on a 4th down, this is where you spread them out because to me it seemed like Seattle, they couldn't deal with our spread. When we had 4 and 5 receivers on the field at one time, they didn't have the corners to cover us. If you seen when we went inside no huddle later on in the game, we kind of would like Ridley was eating. I told you guys Ridley, he was gonna have food on the outside. He
Yeah,
was tearing that dude up.
You called it.
But I mean, they couldn't stop Julio. They couldn't. To me, they were taking advantage of blitzing Jamal Adams, and I feel like we didn't take advantage of their aggressiveness. To me, that ball should have been coming out a lot faster. That's when I would have spread them out a little bit more and go 4 and 5 receiver sets, so we could do some swing passes. Because if you remember, Adams was coming unblocked every single time. Like I'm like, I don't know what y'all want Matt Ryan to do. I mean, this dude is coming unblocked every single time. So he only has about 2 seconds to get that ball off. And to me, the receivers, the routes that they were running, they weren't turning. Like it was one play where they literally showed Todd Gurley. They were like, he's not even looking, like he didn't even turn around fast enough. So Matt Ryan didn't even have somebody to drop it off to.
Yeah.
So I feel like, as Mike was saying, we didn't make the proper adjustments because they were doing the same thing all game. Adams was blitzing from the same side the whole game, doing the same thing.
It's kind of like what I was saying in our chat, man. It's like they wouldn't. We just needed it. We should put Luke Stocker over there to help Caleb McGarry because the whole time Caleb McGarry he was blocking down, and basically Jamal Adams he was just having a free for all. He was just going for it all day long.
Yeah, man.
Look, I gotta address something though. I gotta. Jamal Adams is a damn good safety. Okay, and let me say this and let me make this clear. What he was doing was nothing special. The Falcons made him look like an absolute Hall of Famer. He kept coming on blitzes, hitting the quarterback, and the worst thing of all is, like I said, the lack of adjustments. He kept coming on the same blitz almost every single play, and we made absolutely no adjustment to it. None. That's not Caleb McGarry's fault. That's not Luke Stalker's fault. That's not Todd Gurley or Matt Ryan's fault. That is your offensive coordinator. That is Dan Quinn. That is Kirk. That's Derek Carter. You gotta make those adjustments. If you keep coming on those, if you keep coming on that blitz, what do you do, Coach? What do you do, Big Low? How do you beat that? Since you're the coach, how do you beat that?
All you do is you take a page out of Jim Harbaugh's book. What you could do, you could overload that side like Jim Harbaugh used to do, or the simple solution would be to just take a tight end, put Luke Stocker over there, just to have him. All you got to do is slow the man down for a second or two. Or you could do what Drew said and just spread it out. Like, look, if y'all want to bring this blitz, y'all can. What did we do in week 1 last year whenever they kept bringing the blitz from the same side at the end of the game?
Mm-hmm.
Screen pass to Julio, take it to the crib.
Or like you were saying, Big Low, put Gurley back there and go in and have somebody chip every single time. Have your running back run up there and chip them or cut them. Cut them legs out. Cut them.
Yeah.
Like if you remember, it was no running back. Like I remember on one play, it was like Gurley. He went up instead of going and taking Adams on the side, he kind of went and dove on the inside. It was like nobody coming from the middle. He went directly on the inside. That's the play that Matt Ryan got sacked on by Adams. Yeah. And I was like, why he didn't jump outside? Because Adams is the only one getting pressure, real talk. The defensive line of Seattle was really not putting no pressure on Matt Ryan, real talk. It was only the play when Matt Ryan ran out of the pocket on that guy. Yeah, their defensive line was
it wasn't. They did not play great defense. Falcons, with lack of adjustment, made them look a lot better than what they actually performed. It's really that simple. The lack of adjustments made them look so much better than what they is. And I promise you, people are like, man, what the hell are you talking about? Jamal Adams ball. He did exactly what they asked of him. That's what you're supposed to do as a player. But you're going to tell me that he did something spectacular? He did nothing spectacular. There was a lack of adjustments on the Falcons' part. If the man keep coming on the blitz, are you going to continue to stay in the same formation, make the same exact blocking scheme, or are you going to make an adjustment? Dude, what do you do? What do you do?
Yeah, man. That's why I say I make adjustments. You got to make adjustments. You know who he remind me of when you was talking? And people going to say I'm disrespectful. But Jamal Adams remind me of when we had Brian Poole. That's how we used Brian Poole. If y'all remember the cornerback Brian Poole out of Florida, that's what we used him as. We used him as a dang near a linebacker. I love Brian Poole because like a lot of people were saying, like, I hate Brian Poole. He can't cover. And I'm like, when he was on our team, he was not on our team to be a coverage cornerback. He was dang near a linebacker. That's playing cornerback.
How you use him?
But that's how we used him. We used him like how Dale Buchanan, we always would put him in the box. But one thing I loved about Brian Poole was he was a solid tackler. Brian Poole won us so many games by just being somebody that was physical. If y'all remember that game against the Detroit Lions where we had that goal line stand, and Brian Poole, I think, dove on the guy right before he got to the one, stretched the ball over. That's what Jamal Adams reminds me of. He reminds me of a Brian Poole because he's a great tackler. He's very physical. But if you spread him out and put him in space, he's not great in coverage. That's why I said we should have opened our formation up and put him out in space, make him cover somebody. Don't let him just be that. Because basically we were keeping our formation so tight and then keeping that on that one side where they were overloading, as Big Low was talking about, we never would bring anybody over there, another tight end, a running back. We wouldn't chip. We weren't doing anything. So he was basically coming in scot-free. And when we had Brian Poole, if y'all remember that NFC Championship game, that's what I was talking about when he was knocking Aaron Rodgers' lights out. Yeah. He had one play where he looked like he gave him whiplash. He was tearing Aaron Rodgers up in that game. And that's what it reminds me of. Jamal Adams, like I said, he ain't doing nothing special because I don't think anybody's calling Brian Poole a Pro Bowler. He just was a guy we used on blitzes, like that on the outside. That's it. So
but I don't know if y'all noticed though that whenever we went in no huddle and in those 2-minute drill situations, we ate them up. We ate them
that's what he just said. That's a test of what you just said. He's not anything special. He's not that great at coverage. We let him off the damn hook with a lack of adjustments.
Yep.
That's coaching.
Yep.
That's coaching. It's not rocket science. If a guy continues to come on a blitz, are we going to just sit there and watch it and let them do it? Or we just going to have a huge ego and say, no, I'm going to stay in this formation. I'm going to stay in this formation, and I'm going to beat you. That's what the Falcons' problem is. That's their biggest issue. Their ego. They want to play what they want to play, and they don't want to adjust. That is coaching. It's not the players.
That's what get coaches fired, man. That's what get coaches fired. That's why people like Belichick and people like Pete Carroll and people like Mike Tomlin, that's why they're still coaching. And all these other guys end up being offensive or defensive coordinators for another team or ended up going to college because they make the adjustments. It's like, and that's something that we didn't do today. Today, we didn't make those adjustments. In a situation like that, if that happened to I'm not even gonna say Bill Belichick. Let's say if that happened to a Pete Carroll team, Pete Carroll would have been like, okay, guys, we need to do something a little bit different. Like whenever we started slowing down the Seahawks in that second quarter, like they changed their offensive philosophy and they started pushing the ball downfield a little bit more. I don't know if y'all noticed that.
I noticed it.
Yeah, yes, they did.
I noticed it. Yeah, man.
What's happening?
What up? What up, Kev?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about with that one.
Yeah, man. It's something that Big Lo just said that I kind of want to touch on too when he was talking about adjustments. And this is I'm gonna take it over to the NBA. If y'all see the Rockets, they just lost. And Mike D'Antoni, they play small ball, and he believes in shoot threes and don't take twos and things of that nature. That's what we're talking about. And that's what Mike's talking about. You got to be willing to make adjustments. You can't just be like, well, this is the way we play. And they continue to lose every single year doing the same thing, shooting 3-pointers. And they're like, well, this is how we play, and we're just going to live with it. We're going to try to beat people playing the style that we play. You have to make adjustments. And that's what Mike's talking about. That's coaching. That's how, like you said, Big Lo was saying, that's how coaches get fired. When you continue to do the same thing over and over again, what is that? Insanity. When you continue to do the same thing that doesn't work and expect a different result, that's insanity. And that's basically what we were doing. Yeah. We were allowing Matt Ryan to take unnecessary body shots because I was praying like, Lord, please don't let Matt Ryan get hurt in the first game because we just let Adams. Because to me, Adams was out there playing dirty. And I don't know if you guys noticed that Julio started getting pissed off. Yeah. Because when they threw that, when Matt Ryan threw that one pass and Adams hit his arm and Julio Jones went up for that jump ball, snatched it away from the defender, and then spun the ball in his face.
Yeah, the refs were absolutely atrocious. The refs were absolutely atrocious. That man kept getting hit after every throw. He kept getting hit, and they was like even the defensive line. Look, I'm not gonna say anything about Dan Quinn and his defensive line. That man had them boys looking like straight animals out there. You give Dan Quinn the talent, he will make the defensive line look like fucking animals. Forgive me if Tack continues to play like this. Look, I pray to God that I'm wrong. Please let me be wrong. Because Tack played his ass off today. You gotta give him that. He played his ass off. That dude was all over the place. And what really got me, Tack, that's it. Oh. He played with his head. He wasn't playing with his emotions. Yeah, that's how you play ball. He was not playing with his emotions. That's growth. That's growth. That's what I want to see from Tack. That's what I want to see from Isaiah Oliver. Yeah. Hey, you right, Mike? Go ahead.
My bad. I was just gonna say you're right, man. It's like it ain't the players, man. It's like the players play ball today. They play in positions that they were put in. It's like Luke Stocker, he couldn't have came over there to help block because he wasn't even on the field. I mean, it's just one of those situations. The players play ball. It was the coaches. Just like what Drew said. In situations like that, look, if you don't make adjustments, you out of here. He mentioned Houston. Houston just announced today that they're firing Mike D'Antoni. He lost his job because he didn't make the adjustments.
Lack of adjustments.
Lack of adjustments. He wanted to keep playing small ball, and he small balled his way out of a job.
Exactly. And if I see one more goddamn gonna run out of a shotgun formation, I can't stand when teams run out of the shotgun. I'm like, if you're on the goal line, put your big boys in there and just ram it down their throat. Please get in the I formation. Please put an offensive lineman in at fullback like we used to do with Dontari Poe. And just run the ball right at them. Seattle doesn't have the biggest defensive line. They are like we playing goddamn on the Patriots or the Ravens. Run at them. Like, to me, I hate when we spread out the formation and then run out of the. Like, what do you expect to happen? You're gonna get a 1 or 2 yard gain or maybe a loss. Like, I don't know why we were spreading out and then trying to run out of the shotgun. I want my running backs to have momentum going downhill. I hate when I see a running back getting the ball handed to him from the side. It's, to me, if you're going to run the ball, especially in tight situations like on the goal line, don't get in a 4 wide spread and then hand the ball to the running back because he has no momentum. Like, Todd Gurley wouldn't have been able to jump over the line like he did if they wouldn't have got in the I formation. Get in the I formation and let him go downhill. If we're going to play physical like Mike was talking about, get in the I formation and go downhill. They can't stop us. They won't stop him when we was in the I formation. They started to stop him when we wouldn't allow him to get momentum. I hate when teams run out of the shotgun. Stop running out of shotgun on goal line. That's stupid. This isn't the Oregon Ducks. Stop doing it.
Go ahead, Kevin, man. Tell the people what you thought, man. What was the most frustrating thing that you saw in this game?
Like y'all said, lack of adjustments. I mean, like I said, Seattle was killing them with the crossing routes. They were playing real soft at first. Like I said, the corners was doing what they had to do, but it was the underneath routes. It was the crosses that was killing them at first. And you saw they adjusted slightly enough to where they kept it close. But my problem was I felt like the Falcons should have took at least a couple shots to kind of get that overload blitz away from that line. Because all I saw was Jamal Adams flying around, basically blitzing 90% of the damn time. It was basically one safety back there the whole time. And
that's it. And that's why I tell people, like, oh, Jamal Adams is a monster. Like, yeah, he's a very good safety. I'm not saying that he's not a good safety, but he wasn't doing anything spectacular. I've seen tons of safety make that play. I've seen tons of safety comes off blitz. We've seen this before. There's nothing special about what he did. Did he do his damn job? Yes, he damn did. But the Falcons let him off the hook with the lack of adjustments. When a box safety, you should be eating a box safety alive.
Yeah, that's why I feel like there should have been a lot of more hot reads going on in there to kind of counteract
that right there. They did not use Hurst the proper way.
Yeah.
They did not use Hurst the proper way. We did not see crossing routes from him. We did not see a lot of seam routes. They allowed him to just sit back. They allowed them to just be aggressive instead of attacking them. Sometimes offensively, you gotta take it to them. And just like you said, you can't line up in a goddamn spread and then expect to run the ball. Well, sometimes you gotta line up in that damn goal line defense. What is a goal line? A big formation, a tight formation, and just smash their ass in the face. They did not do that. They played and they scared.
They play soft.
You can't do that.
They're trying to play pretty. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
They come out trying to play pretty.
Yeah, you don't win like that. You gotta get dirty.
Yeah, man.
You gotta get somebody in the mouth, man.
Exactly. You gotta go Mike Tyson on their ass. You gotta get up on it. Knock his ass out.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you just said that. Everybody, I know you guys remember this fight. Tyson, your boy Tyson, he did the same exact mindset that he took to what's the dude name? Damn, Wilder. Wilder. That fight, everybody thought he was gonna come in and just bully Tyson. No, he didn't. Tyson put that big ass body on him, and he couldn't do nothing with it. He couldn't do anything. Sometimes you gotta put the big boys to work. You gotta put the big bodies to work and let them do work, and then the Florida, if you want to open it up, Julio really can't be stopped. Matt Ryan, Julio really can't be stopped. We saw that in the second half.
Gage.
We know what they can do.
That boy Gage is man.
Yeah, because they
know what y'all think about Gage.
That boy Gage, boy. I mean, look, I after this game, I hope nobody else says anything about they want Muhammad Sanu back, because I think everybody forgot about last year. Because I mean, at the end of the season last year, Gage was balling, man. Everybody forget that, but the guy, he got 100 yards today. Well, like 9. Like, I mean, boy, he was balling.
Right.
Yeah, man, I love Russell Gage. But when you talk about, I hope nobody say they want Muhammad Sanu back. I want Muhammad Sanu back because I like to have as many bodies as possible.
Yeah.
And one thing I like about Muhammad Sanu, that dirty hit that Jamal Adams tried to hit Gage directly in the head. If y'all see Gage sometimes when he gets hit, because he's so slender, guys like linebackers and stuff like that and safeties, they try to take shots at Gage.
Yeah.
One thing I like about Muhammad Sanu, he's so big body that when those smaller guys try to hit him, you wouldn't want to hit him. He was so big. He was one of those guys that would get up and flex on him. One thing I like about Muhammad Sanu, he had that swag about himself. Not to take anything away from Gage, because I think Gage is good. The only thing that scares me about Gage is he going to be able to hold up all season, because he took a lot of shots in this game, and
that's his play style. He's one of those players reckless when he running the ball. When he got the ball in the hand, he's just reckless. He'll jump over when he should really be getting down. Like he's that type of player. You got to learn. This one thing that I said with Devontae Freeman, I knew his career was going to be short. It's because he wasn't like Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley, even though he's a big back, he knows how to preserve himself.
Yeah.
You can't continue to play all reckless like that. Julio is a very physical receiver, but he knows when to go out of bounds and get down. That is something that Russell Gage is going to have to adjust. I think it's necessarily his size or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some small guys. We see Steve Smith. Everybody knows Steve Smith, small as hell. He's little as hell, but he knows how to be physical and when to be physical.
Yeah, he tough as nails. Steve Smith was tough as nails, and he knew how to get down, like you were talking about. I just hope that Russell Gage, he doesn't end up getting hurt, because he took a lot of shots in this game. And that one play that he got hit directly in the head when it looked like it was a targeting on Jamal Adams, I think that play in itself it pissed really off, and it pissed Julio off. That was the play I was talking about when y'all seen when it kind of like when it's like a little intermission, and they were like it was an injury on the field, and Julio and Ridley was talking to Jamal Adams, and he had took his helmet off, and I seen him saying play ball, just play ball. But I could tell that Julio was getting pissed off, because after that, Julio went into that, he went from 0 to 100. Like I said, when he had that one play where that arm got hit, he jumped up, snatched the ball away from the old boy, and then got up and spin the ball. Like, one thing you don't want to do is bring the beast out of Julio, because Julio is one of them quiet dudes. But if you tick him off, and in that game, he was getting pissed off, because old boy tried to hit him on that little flat pattern that Matt Ryan threw to him. I think it was Shaq Griffin. Tried to come up and hit him. He bounced right off. Julio was like, Julio's a mutant, dog.
This play right here, that play when I call him a goddamn gorilla. He's not even a human being anymore. Julio's a goddamn gorilla, okay? This dude literally Everybody talk about Jamal Adams is this great hard-hitting safety. Man, Julio took it to his ass. He had 3 guys around him, and Julio ran through all of them. This man is unfreaking real. Are you kidding me? Man, receiver or tight end. That's George Kittle type work. That's George Kittle type work. And you doing this with a wide receiver. This man went to another freaking level. And this is why I say all the time, if the Falcons can just get a defense, not even just a defense. I'm going to say that. I retire that. I'm going to retire, get a defense, because I think we do have the players. If the coaches get their shit together, we obviously have their defensive line. He was a damn monster. Hey, K-Style, man, did you see what did you like out the damn defense? What do you like out defense? Because I can talk all day. What do you like out the defense, dog?
I'm gonna let y'all go. Go ahead.
Yeah, they was getting after it. Like I said, you can see Dante Fowler. You can see his impact right then and there. That he gets the attention. And like I said, that helps open it up for Grady. Like I said, Marlon Davidson was highly missed in this game. Because you needed that another motor to help out. Secondary wise, like I said, Isaiah Oliver, he got beat. And AJ Terrell got beat. It happened. Goddamn. It wasn't like they got beat all game because they pretty much held the wide receivers in check pretty much the whole game.
Thank you, man. Thank you for saying.
And like I said, I think once the jitters kind of calmed down a little bit, especially with the linebackers with them playing kind of soft, you saw the physicality start to come in a little.
Yeah.
But I think what the problem was since the offense wasn't generating nothing, defense started getting tired. The same thing every time. Like I said, if your defense is on the field a lot, they're going to get tired regardless.
Yeah.
That same energy.
But I don't know if y'all noticed though, but like, did y'all notice like that last, I would say quarter and a half? Like whenever, I mean, because you could tell like everybody, you could tell the offense was pissed off. Like whenever they were just like pissed off, like that's whenever they was really moving the ball. Like they was just like, man, you know what? Bump all this. I think we just overthinking things too much. I mean, they were moving the ball like at the end of the day, man. Ryan had 450 passing yards. Like, you know, I know that we lost, but like Matt Ryan balled today.
Yeah.
That Neesman fumble killed the entire game. That murdered the game. That right there took everything out of the game. That right there was the turning point. I was like, oh wow. Those types of moments, like again, that's not on coaching. And for the first time, I didn't see an execution issue. The offensive line played their ass. Guy didn't hear anything about Alex Mack getting beat. You didn't hear anything about Matt Hennessy. Matt freaking Hennessy
hit him with the
that dude did a great job. He did a great job. Hey man, look, if I was still drinking, man, look, I'd be up here with my Hennessy bottle right now, dog. Like that dude.
Go ahead,
that
man.
Dude was cookie.
Do it, Shannon, dog.
Do it,
Uncle Shay said.
If y'all got that Hennessy right now, man, just pour out that's what we're gonna do on that channel. We're gonna pour out the liquor, man. Pour out the liquor for Matt Hennessy. Anytime you have a good game, just pour out a little liquor for him, man. Look, the guy played his ass off. Everybody thought we was gonna see James Carpenter. Matt Hennessy played majority of the game, and he played well.
Yeah.
I gotta pour out that liquor for him. That's what I'm doing, man. Pour out a little liquor for him.
Yeah, because all Seattle's pressure came was from the overload. They overload, no safeties back. That's all. They just brought more people that they could block. Because when they didn't do it, you didn't see their defensive line really get no pressure like that.
Now their defensive line wasn't doing nothing. That's what I was saying before you got on, Kev. I was like, he reminded me. I was telling them that Jamal Adams reminds me of how we used to use Brian Poole. Just blitz off the edge and create havoc. If we can't get pressure, we're just gonna bring pressure. But like I was saying, what I want to see against Dallas next week, we have to go up tempo sometimes because when Matt Ryan get in that tempo, they can't stop him. We're gonna trap whoever you got on the field, and we're gonna go tempo because we know that nobody can mess with our receiving core. So we're gonna trap your guys on the field. We're not gonna let you get your guys off the field. No, I want them big boys up front huffing and puffing. So Jamal Adams want to blitz every play. What I'm gonna do is spread you out, and I'm gonna do quick, like you were saying, quick hot reads, and I'm gonna let Ridley and them run you in the ground because can't nobody cover them one-on-one. I'm spreading everybody out. Can't nobody cover Gage. Can't nobody cover Julio. Can't nobody cover Ridley. I'm spreading you out, and I'm trapping whoever you got on the field. So if you're bringing your big boys in, like on a base set on first down, I'm trapping them boys on the field. As soon as we get a first down, get back to the line. No huddle. Don't even huddle up. Go right back to the line. Run it again. They can't stop. They're not going to be able to stop it. But I feel like we got to keep guys and other teams off balance. We didn't do a good job in this game of keeping them off balance. We got behind the chains again. And then on big plays, we did dumb things. Like I said, that 3rd and 23 was a backbreaker. You can't make.
Yes. My bad. Miss Brady.
You must be watching the game, man. I need a TV in here. Who winning the game?
Hey. Whoa! What that duck? Oh my God! My bad, y'all. I got it.
Look, tell us what happened, dog.
This man duck, bro. Y'all think this man gonna go to the Super Bowl? Wow.
You said the Duck Bowl is on.
Bro,
oh God!
Bro,
I'm mad enough.
See that?
Oh God!
That was absolute duck, bro. God, what the hell was he doing? Did he get his hand get? I don't know what it was. I don't know who he was from, but I don't even see a receiver there. That's y'all quarterback. That's y'all quarterback.
Man.
Come on, Saints. Come on, Saints. That's the first time. That's the only time you hear me say that. I can't stand it. I hate him. All right, what were you talking about? My bad, man. I just love to see Tom Brady fail. Okay?
You good.
I tell you what though, you make a good point because I think next week, it's one of those situations where we need to try to make Dak beat us. Just like you said, we go into that no huddle, we jump up by like 14 points, and see if we can make Dak beat us next week. I think we got a really good chance to win that game.
Oh yeah, they're not. If we get up to a lead and then we can let that defensive line go hunt, I'm telling you guys, Dante Fowler, Tat McKinley, and the thing I was saying about Tat McKinley, like I was trying to tell you guys, it's not always about results as far as like sacks and stuff like that. What I was watching with Tat McKinley is there was a couple plays where they threw the ball to the outside, like on a quick like screen, and I would see Tat McKinley come from that defensive line position and have the speed to get out to the outside on like a bubble screen. And I ain't seen Tat McKinley with those hustle plays. He was hustling today. I was like, let me find out Tat McKinley 5 yards down the field making a tackle from behind. Like, what? I ain't never seen Tat McKinley do that. I was like hyped. I was cheering. I was watching Tat the whole game. And I'm like, Tat is out here being a force. He look like Jamal Adams guy. He everywhere. Every time I look up, I'm looking, I see 98 and I see some dreads flying.
Tat trying to get paid, man. Tat trying to get paid.
Hey, he might get it. He keep playing like he played today.
Oh, God.
He played ball today.
I don't know what this is terrible. My bad. This is terrible bowl. This is what this is. Terrible bowl. These dudes up here throwing ducks.
Boy, y'all play duck hunt, boy. You get about
this is duck bowl, okay? Not what's that game?
Duck hunt.
About that.
Duck hunt.
Talk about duck hunt. This here duck bowl. They throwing some absolute terrible passes.
Hey, y'all about to make me go cut the game off.
Yeah.
Hey, this is bad, man. This is bad. This is bad quarterback play. Okay, I'm just here to say it. I think
we're supposed to be America's game of the week.
The Falcons. This is bad quarterback play. This is bad quarterback play. This is terrible quarterback play. But I think with what the Falcons, man, to be honest, it's these coaches, man. I just
It's very frustrating.
it's to the point where it's frustrating because you know the problem, but you won't come out of your own comfort zone. Like that's why I will always love. I always love. I'm up here watching the game, and I just love to see the Saints win when Tom Brady. I just can't fucking. I can't stand anything about Tom Brady. But what I love about the Ravens. What the damn defensive coordinator? Not Marty Martindale. Damn it. Ravens defensive coordinator, Jets quarterback.
He the coordinator right now, Mike.
No, he used to play. He was the Jets head coach. Damn it. Damn it, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Rex Ryan.
Huh?
Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan. I was about to say Rex Phillips. I don't know why I was thinking Phillips.
You thinking Wade Phillips, dog? You're probably thinking Wade Phillips, Mike.
Yeah, I was thinking about Ryan and Phillips at the same time. I don't know how to hear that, but what I always like about Wade Phillips, even Wade Phillips too. But Rex Ryan, he doesn't get up in one particular scheme. He will. It doesn't matter. He will sit back and he will cloud the hell out of Brady one game. He'll just play coverage one game. Next game, he'll send the damn house on you. If you can't stop it, he's gonna send the house. If you can't stop what he is doing on the defensive side of the ball, he's going to stick with it. And that's what frustrates me with Dan Quinn is that they definitely, the Falcons, not even just the Falcons, the defense, they get stuck in this covered soft zone, teams picked apart, and Dan Quinn and Raheem Morris. I'm just at this point, it's just a collaborative effort at this point. Just a collaborative effort. These guys have a vision on what they want to work, and it's not working, and they stay in it way too long. That's why Bill Belichick is so great at what he does, because one year he can run a 4-3. The next year he's playing a 34. He's sending blitzes. He's playing coverages. Like from year, he always make adjustments. And you got coordinators, defensive coordinators, even like Dirk Cutter. Dirk Cutter, I don't know how many damn times he got fired for running the same stupid ass system. The same dumb ass system that got him fired 3 times, and he will not make adjustments. That's the problem. You got to make adjustments. At some point, if you're getting fired for running a certain style, maybe you should make changes. Just maybe.
I agree with you, Mike. I just feel like we weren't aggressive enough in this game because we, like you said, we let Seattle off the hook because we didn't take advantage of having a Julio and having a Ridley and having a Gage. We seen that they couldn't stop him, even Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst, his first catch, he dove out for that catch. They really couldn't keep up with him either. So we really could have dogged them on the outside. To me, it's kind of like we let the game kind of get out of hand. And once it got out of hand, we were forced to throw the ball. And then our offensive line was on their heels. But even with them being on their heels, they couldn't stop Matt Ryan and they couldn't stop our passing game. So I feel like what Kevin was saying, we should have opened it up a little bit earlier because we should have been going deep. Pretty much every deep pattern that they threw was a catch. Julio had that one deep bomb that he caught. Ridley was going crazy the whole game. Gage underneath was tearing them up because he's great. He's learned how to run different routes. So he was killing them in between. So they couldn't really stop us. I feel like, if anything, what really killed the Atlanta Falcons in this game, especially on offensive side of things, is all of the drives that stalled. I don't know how many times we went for it on 4th down and didn't get it. I think it was like 3 times we went for it on 4th down and it was turnover on downs. But what was pissing me off with Dirk Cutter is like, if you're in a 4th down situation, why not go to your bread and butter? To me, one of the biggest problems that the Falcons have faced in the last couple years, even when we had Sark, when we get down to a 4th down, we don't run our best offensive play. And this is just me personally. And I know a lot of people are probably going to say, why he's talking about Madden? But when I'm playing Madden and I'm down to a 4th down and I need to get it to move the change, I'm going to my bread and butter, my best play. I'm not gonna pick. I'm not gonna try to throw no tricks at you. I'm gonna go with my best play. So on that particular fourth down, when we needed it at the end, you spread them out and you try. The reason you spread them out is because you want them to try to man up. If they man up, you have two options. You're gonna pick up the first down, but somebody gonna hold because the corner's gonna panic and it's gonna be a pass interference. I'm telling you. Generally, that's what happens. What did Russell Wilson do against us when it was 3rd and 20 something? He threw it deep and gave Tyler Lockett a chance. He said, "I'm gonna throw it up because maybe they'll get a pass interference." He really wasn't throwing that ball to complete that pass. We know that. He threw that ball. Tyler Lockett wasn't even open. He just threw the ball because he's saying maybe I can get a pass interference out of this, and that's just called IQ. When Mike had put that in our chat that we're not playing with no IQ, that's just why Russell Wilson is great because he threw the ball out there and said, "I'm gonna give it a chance." I've seen quarterbacks on fourth down throw the ball out of bounds like a dummy, and that's just no IQ. When it's fourth down, instead of trying to get an interception, they'll throw the ball out of the back of the end zone. But Russell, that's what I'm saying about us. We have to take advantage on fourth downs. That's when you go to Julio because nobody can hold him. That's when you go to Ridley. You don't try to do no little boot. I think we ran like a bootleg and Matt Ryan got sacked. Why are we running a bootleg? Because you cut off half of the field. You don't never run a boot on a fourth down. I don't know what, unless you got Lamar Jackson, but you say if I run this boot, maybe he can keep it and go get the first down. I don't know why in the world they had Matt Ryan rolling out on a fourth down. He got caught from behind. That's not Matt Ryan's fault. That's a terrible offensive play call. And I think it was only 2 wide receivers on the field. So I'm like, they know they were playing coverage, obviously. So I'm like, why are they booting Matt Ryan out to the right? I mean, it was just a dumb play call altogether. So I don't know what we were doing. All the fourth down calls were terrible. The one where they tried to hand it to Brian Hill, terrible. We tried to go big, but I didn't like it because they didn't have an I formation out there. They just had
you got your best back on the damn side.
On the sideline.
You bring in Brian Hill.
Dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah,
then you bring Ito Smith in and run up the gut, like I was talking about.
He almost got his ass knocked the fuck out again.
Yeah, that boot action was pretty bad, especially when you didn't have a receiver on the side he was booting to.
I was like, what are we doing?
But
it's sad, man.
But they got a week damn adjust to this shit because, like you said, they all know their asses is on the line. So they got.
Dallas is the accident waiting to happen.
Yeah,
I ain't never scared of Dallas.
Oh, I ain't scared of them. Trust me.
If it's one team that's gonna have something go negatively against them, it's Dallas. The only thing that scares me about Dallas, I'm gonna tell you one thing that scares me about Dallas, and when they beat us last time, Ezekiel Elliott is what scares me about Dallas. Like if they come and they say we're gonna run the ball straight downhill against the Falcons, that's what scares me because Zeke is one of those guys where he can kill you and he can wear your defense out. So that game, I'm gonna definitely need Marlon Davidson back. If Marlon Davidson back next week, I ain't worried. But if you telling me we're gonna be shorthanded again up front on the defensive line, I'm gonna be a little bit nervous because Dallas is very big up front. They have a really big offensive line, and Zeke is one of those running backs that's very big and physical. So if anything I'm nervous about next week, it's definitely Dak Prescott. Nobody's scared of Dak Prescott. I'm just nervous about Zeke because if Zeke starts
stand there like he's just gonna stand in the pocket. He's just gonna stand there and stand there and stand there and stand there and stand there. Like, bro, you supposed to move. You're a mobile quarterback. Why are you standing there?
Oh yeah, they in trouble. I ain't worried about Dallas. We definitely put it in the books. Look, you heard it from Jew first. Next week, book it. We're gonna be 1-1 next week. Head into Dallas, book it. We're gonna win next week. You can put it. Look, I can put that on my head. I don't even like booking games, but you can book it. Next week we beating Dallas. Y'all ain't gotta worry about it. We beat Dallas. Dallas will shoot themselves in the foot. I ain't worried about Dallas.
Oh yeah. One thing I didn't talk about was, you could tell Deidre Sinai played much in this game today. I've seen him out there a few times.
Yeah, man. I just didn't get enough push up front though, Kev. I needed more push up front, dog. I needed that push to come from the middle. See, we had Marlon Davidson. I needed both of those guys collide in that pocket, so Russell had no other choice but to run outside and force him into Pat McKinley into Dante Fowler, or force him to run backwards. In this game, I told you guys about containing Russell. There was one play where Pat McKinley was chasing him, and it was like he kind of kept his leverage, but Russell's one of those guys where he still can outrun you. It was a play where he was coming, he was booting out. Tad McKinley did his best to hold leverage. And then I think Ricardo Allen came down and he kind of sidearm passed it and got the first down. It's like when you're a great quarterback, that's what I talk about. You only can do so much. Great players are going to be great. That's just, I mean, they did everything they could do. So, yeah, man.
After all the shit we done talked.
Oh, nah, man. I'm still talking cash.
Oh, I'm cool.
I'm still talking cash. I ain't sweating. Hey, I ain't sweating it. The reason I'm talking cash is like I said, if I didn't know that I had my big homies coming, I would be talking. You know how you got that little brother that talking a lot of trash because he know he got big homies that can back it up. He's not gonna back it up, but he know he got some real goons that will back it up. That's how I am. I know that Marlon Davidson is a goon. Look, I'm an Auburn fan. He a goon. Kendall Sheffield is a dog. So as long as I know them guys are coming back at some point, I'm gonna talk all the cash I want because I know them guys eventually gonna come back. It's only if you tell me that them guys are done. If I found out that those guys are done, then we nervous. Because I told y'all this was a game for Kendall Sheffield. I mean for Isaiah Oliver. And to be completely honest, K-Styles was right. Isaiah Oliver really played well in this game. We can look at that one play where DK Metcalf scored a touchdown, but I blame that on coaching. I blame that on coaching because he should have had somebody over the top. I seen Casey coming to the picture late, but I'm like, why wasn't somebody over the top? You know, if they go on a vertical route, I told you guys. Once Isaiah Oliver gets off the release, late, man. Yeah, man. Late. Yeah, man. So I already knew that. When I seen it, I said, "Uh-oh, game time." So I told Isaiah Oliver don't have no catch-up speed.
Yeah, no. He stumbled. He
get off the line. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
What Isaiah Oliver is when you see that one play, he was in press man coverage against DK Metcalf, and he didn't let him get past the 5-yard line. That's what I'm talking about. Isaiah Oliver can be physical with you now. He was good at being physical. It's just when you put him up against somebody that's going on a vertical route. Once he get beat off the line on a release, he doesn't have that speed. He's not that type of athlete where once he's beat. And that's pretty much what happened. So I don't blame that on him. I blame that on coaching. I don't blame that on Isaiah Oliver. But other than that one play, to me, he played a masterful game. I can't be mad at him. He played a good game.
Yeah, he played a good game.
He played a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked a lot better than last year. So I can definitely see Joe Witt. I can see Joe Witt's fingerprints all over his defense. As far as the secondary, I can see Joe Witt's fingerprints all on it. Because if y'all remember that one play when we had that sack and they showed the coverage, they were plastered all over. We was in a zone and they had everybody covered. It was basically a coverage sack. So, I mean, I was impressed. I was impressed by our secondary. Even though they're young, I was impressed because for the most part, they did a good job of not giving up big plays. It was a few plays that they gave up, but other than that, they did a pretty good job.
I was really impressed with that. I was really impressed with that play where Isaiah Oliver, I think he jammed, was it DK Metcalf or Lockett?
Yeah, it was DK Metcalf. That was the play I was talking about.
I was like, wow, he jammed that man up. You know,
he couldn't get off the 5-yard line. He had him locked down, dog.
I was like,
long arms that Mike was talking about.
Yeah, I was like, man, you locked down the bodybuilder like that? Man,
shut him down.
Hey, man, that's the thing with. And see, that's why you got to understand your personnel, man. It's like you can't put these guys in position to fail constantly. They pick on that ability to. They get the best athlete. They put them on Isaiah Oliver, and they just run our routes. That's what they do. They just like go deep, beat them deep. That's it. They don't try. Notice they don't try Oliver underneath. They never try him underneath. It's always over top. So if you're a coach, why are you continuously put him in a position where he's singled with absolutely no safety help over the top? Exactly. Zero safety help over the top. What's the point of doing that? You continuously get beat over all the time. And I'm gonna say this about Keanu Neal. Keanu Neal played well. The dude is a tackling fucking machine. He played well. You see him a little rusty in coverage, but he played well. That's what you're gonna get out of Keanu Neal. But one thing I'm gonna say this too, man, and this might hurt a lot of people feeling. This might hurt a lot of Falcons fans, even Falcons feelings. But Ricardo Allen got to go. He looked old. He looks slow. His like he was making mistakes. You shouldn't see from a guy like Ricardo Allen. He made a lot of mistakes in the secondary, and he did not have the athleticism to keep up with those young boys. He has to go. They got to start right now, and I'm telling you right now, I think a guy that should be really looking to take over that spot, there's two guys that I think. I know a lot of people would think Kenneth Sheffield should be a corner. I think a lot of people think Kenneth Sheffield, but I think Kenneth Sheffield should be that free safety because he has that ability to hit the tackle as well as he has the athleticism. And in the NFL now, you have to have that ability to get across the field. These you got athletes. You got some crazy athletes right now. And Ricardo Allen, and to be honest, Casey doesn't have the athleticism to keep up with a lot of these guys. He doesn't. That should be Kenneth Sheffield. And they need to let Hawkins get in. The guy has the athleticism and he has the build. Let the guy play. Frame him. Ricardo Allen has to go. And I'm just, like I said, I love Rico as a player. I love him as a person. But the player, he's just not that player anymore. He's not that guy. His athleticism, he's too small. He can't hang with this. He can't hang with a lot of these smaller receivers. He can't hang with them in athleticism. And he's making the wrong reads. He had a bad game. He had a terrible game. So I know that might hurt a lot of people's feelings, but saying that, it may or may not. But Ricardo Allen got to go. Like I said, he's making bad mistakes, and we saw this last year in the beginning of last year. The first games, Ricardo Allen was playing absolutely trash. He got to go, dog.
And you know, Mike, it's one of those situations like this. This has been developing for the last couple of years. He's basically just been kind of surviving off of his football knowledge, off of his IQ. But you know. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, in this sport, like you can know as much as you want to know. And I can see that right now watching this Buccaneers game. You can know everything in the world, but if you just don't got the physical ability to do it, it's not going to make any difference. I mean, and last year he was looking to step slow, and I don't think he's going to be on the squad next year, especially if he keeps playing like he did today.
Yeah, man. I agree with y'all. Y'all hurt my feelings though, because I'm a big, huge Rico Allen fan because he's one of those guys that got it out the mud. He got it out the mud, man. Because I remember when what's our old coach name? I forget his name now, but I remember when he was here, he damn near cut Rico Allen. That's when he was playing corner. And if y'all remember when Dan Quinn came over. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about Mike Smith. I think his name Mike Smith. Old coach.
Mike Nolan.
I'm talking about Mike Smith when he was here as our coach, our last head coach. He cut Rico Allen, and I love Rico Allen because he got it out the mud, man. Dan Quinn came and saw something in him. I think that he is getting a step slow, and I think eventually he's going to get let go because I think that Jalen Hawkins, and I think Casey eventually are going to be the future safeties. So I think that he's going to eventually be going anyway because of the younger guys that's here. The biggest thing with Casey, and I've been talking about this a long time, I don't think Casey has the IQ that Rico Allen has, but I think he has the athletic ability. And like Mike, I disagree with Mike when he was saying that he don't really think he has the athletic ability. I think he does. I think his problem is his whole game.
I don't think he has the athleticism like guys like Honey Badgers. That's what I mean.
Oh no.
He's more athletic.
Yeah. He ain't the Honey Badger.
That's what I mean. Like,
he ain't the Honey Badger
on a whole other level type.
Yeah, but I think he's solid enough where you can win a Super Bowl with him playing. I just think that Casey's one of those guys that strictly plays off of instincts. But one thing I love about Casey is when he goes, he just goes. He's not like a Devondre Campbell and like those guys that hesitate. If he's beat, he's just gonna be beat because he's going to freestyle. Mm-hmm. Just like kind of like a Troy Polamalu. If y'all remember Troy Polamalu, he would break all kind of rules. You see Troy Polamalu up on the goal line, and you're like, don't you supposed to be at midfield somewhere?
He's your worst nightmare. He's your worst nightmare as a coach. because he don't follow any goddamn rules.
No,
He
his
does what the
instinct.
fuck.
Yeah, man. Just like an Ed Reed, he just has that feel for the game. But one thing I can respect about it is he's always around the football. Yeah, you're gonna get beat sometimes because you everywhere. But what I can respect about it is he's more athletic than a Rico Allen. So I agree with you guys. I think this might be Rico Allen's last ride. I hope he goes out on top and he kind of grooms these guys that's in that DB room with him, because I've seen Jalen Hawkins, some of his highlights in college, and that dude is a dang near freak. He's another Keanu Neal, but with more range. So if we can get him, get him rolling, and get if DeMonte Casey gets rolling, and then AJ Terrell and them guys get rolling. But against Dallas, I want to see more blitzes. In this game, I still didn't see enough blitzing for my liking. Like we talked about playing aggressive. To me, we still didn't play aggressive enough. Yeah, the defensive line was aggressive. But to me, I need to see some linebacker blitzes, because some of these quarterbacks, they're too fast. Like, okay, I talked about the one play where Pat McKinley had decent leverage on Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson's still a better athlete than a defensive lineman.
Yeah, he just ran away. I'm gonna need
you to,
ran away from him.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need you to bring some corners on some blitzing, because you ain't gonna outrun. Bring AJ Terrell on a cat blitz. Like I was talking about, we had Brian Poole. A quarterback won't go outrun Brian Poole. So I'm gonna need y'all to bring Deion Jones on the blitz. It ain't many people gonna outrun Deion Jones on the blitz. They showed the one play where they try to run that toss, and Deion Jones dang near undercut the offensive lineman. I mean, I don't know what the offensive lineman thought he was going to do. Deion Jones is like a cornerback. You ain't going to cut him off on no block. He cut back there so quick. So I want to see them blitz him next week. I want to see a Foye Luakon. I want to see what's your boy, Keanu Neal. Just how they was using Jamal Adams. Why are we not using a Keanu Neal like that? We should allow Keanu Neal to go back there and hit Russell Wilson in the mouth, even if he get the pass off. Create that fear factor. Because one thing about Matt Ryan is standing there and take hits. But the thing about it is, we need to do that to other teams, because Matt Ryan put his body on the line for the team today, because he took so many unnecessary hits in this game just because we wouldn't move somebody on the outside to protect them. So we should have did the same thing with Keanu Neal. If you know you can't cover DK Metcalf one-on-one, what do? Bring pressure. Make the ball come out early. Don't let Russell Wilson sit back there and look pretty and throw the ball deep. Bring pressure on that play, on that fourth down play. There was no reason why we couldn't have blitzed. Make that ball come out early. If they beat you, they beat you. But I'd rather us not sit back and play that soft coverage and then guys take shots on us down the field. At least get a hit on the quarterback if you're going to allow them to throw the deep ball. And maybe the ball comes out early, you throw the timing off. You never know. But if you're going to just let Russell Wilson sit back there and look pretty, he's going to throw the ball in the bucket every time. Because he dang near, his accuracy is probably the best in the league when it comes to just sitting in the pocket. Russell Wilson is he was dropping dimes today. So I feel like next week on Dak Prescott, we better be bringing pressure. I want to see some heat. Put some heat on him.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Jude. And it's like you made a lot of good points. But, as far as bringing that pressure, I think one thing that we learned today that as far as, and I think someone in our comments mentioned this a little bit earlier, but as far as KZ in that cover 3, him supposed to be, he's supposed to be playing that deepest man. It's one of those situations where, him going off of his instincts and, just kind of going rogue at times, that's what gave away the play that, kind of sealed the game today. So to be completely as a coach, unless KZ stays disciplined in those particular situations, I don't know if I trust the team to bring blitzes like that, to be completely honest with you. Because if we know we can't trust Isaiah Oliver and we don't know what KZ's going to do, that sounds like a recipe for 60, 70-yard touchdowns.
I agree with you. I agree with you if guys are not staying disciplined, but that's all about coaching, and that's about if you don't listen, I'm pulling. Point blank in the period. I was going to ask you guys, I seen Ricardo Allen on the sideline. So I'm like, did Ricardo Allen get pulled for Chelsea? Because he was on the sideline holding his helmet. He looked healthy. He was on the sideline with his helmet looking on like he got pulled.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did. He did. He did.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know if he was hurt. I didn't know what happened. I just looked up and they showed the sideline and I seen number 37 with that C on his chest. And I said, did he get pulled? What happened? He on the sideline. He looked completely healthy to me. He was over there holding his helmet. So I was like, so that's the same thing with Casey. I'm telling Casey, you the deepest man. If you get beat and we in a blitz and you don't stay in your zone or you don't stay in coverage, you getting pulled and I'm putting Jalen Hawkins in the game. It's that simple. I mean, because guys got to start being disciplined and doing their responsibility. I talked about it before. It ain't about getting all the glory. It's about everybody playing their part. And that's what Mike was talking about. As much as we want to kind of poo-poo Jamal Adams and saying he wasn't doing nothing special, he played his role today. His job on the Seattle Seahawks is to be that intimidator. And he was out there playing. When you say somebody towing the line, to me, he was out there crossing the line today. When he was out there, when he went and hit Gage on that basically targeted Gage, he basically was out there trying to be an intimidator. Like, don't come through this middle again, Russell Gage. And if you do, I'm going to put some stank on it. Just like I was talking about Dante Fowler. When Grady Jarrett got that sack and Dante Fowler, they basically tried to decapitate Russell Wilson. I said, that's the type of play I like to see.
He didn't want none of Julio. Julio was like,
oh, nah, he don't want
bring
no
your
smoke,
ass. Bring that shit. Bring that shit to me.
He don't want that smoke,
He
man.
didn't want none of Julio. Julio was sticking on me, his big ass. Julio was bringing it.
He don't want none of that smoke, man. But that's why I say sometimes when you got them fragile guys.
King Gorilla, that Julio, boy. Julio.
King Kong.
Julio is
on the whole other level,
man.
Goddamn.
If y'all know, if y'all watch this, man,
King Kong, bro. King Kong ain't got nothing. That man King Kong, bro. Julio King Kong. I seen it, bro. I ain't never seen nobody. Look, this man 215, 220. That's it. This man's supposed to be one of the hardest hitting safeties, and he got bullied by Julio. Julio bullied 3 players. None of them could grab him.
Julio bully everybody, dog.
Nobody in the history of the world, don't nobody tell me that is a more complete player in the NFL, in the history of the NFL than Julio. Julio, look, I've seen linebackers, like I said, I've seen linebackers get stiff armed and bullied by Julio, and he's took like 2-3 guys just to goddamn tackle him. We saw that today. That's what we have, and we still don't use him the proper way. We still don't use Julio the proper way, and that's what really pisses me off. Okay, let me ask you this, man. I know you're a Georgia Tech fan.
Right.
I know you're a Georgia Tech fan. I know you know where I'm going with this. How the hell did y'all use Calvin Johnson?
Motherfucker just throw the ball to him and let him do whatever the fuck he got to do with it. The ball was making him play that was his only go-to. It was like, shit, hit the ball. Do something with it. Yeah. Calvin was bigger than everybody, so shit, hey, why not?
Why the fuck not? And see, that's the thing. That's the thing. If you got a player is that dominant at what he does, why are we continuously using him in situations where he's not being aggressive? Who should have been determined from the very beginning? And I understand what they're trying to do. And like I said, I like the way that they opened up the game because I thought that's exactly the way they should have opened the game up. They should have opened the game up with running the ball with Todd Gurley. And they did make a statement. They made a statement earlier. That's exactly what. But the thing is that when you make a statement, you got to adjust. You got to come with the play action. This is why I say Kyle Shanahan is a brilliant guy, but he's just good at common sense. When you're running the ball, you see the same action, the same play, the same action, the same play. Guess what? Kyle Shanahan, it's like, okay, keep doing it. Guess what I'm about to do? I'm about to sneak the damn tight end out. Keep bringing that same blitz. I'm a double up. I'm gonna double up your tight ends, and you want to run crosses. You keep blitzing, I guarantee you, I'm gonna hit Levine Toilolo on that long ass. Y'all remember that play when he hit Levine Toilolo? He snuck in out. That's just common sense. You gotta use common sense, and this is the thing that frustrates me with offensive coordinators. They're so egotistical. They want to run the offense that they want to run instead of making the necessary adjustments. That's the most frustrating. Dan Quinn, those guys not idiots. It's all about ego.
Yeah, I think I would have actually ran a lot of button hooks with Hayden Hurst to counteract the blitzes.
We didn't see that. We didn't see a lot of that. We didn't see a lot of that.
It looked like I said, Jason Witten their ass all the way down the field.
Exactly. That's exactly what it should have been.
But at the end of the day, it just come down to all the like with all the failed fourth downs and stuff, and like I said, the botch on special teams. Basically, like I said, those are the momentum plays that killed us today.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't so much X and O. There was momentum.
Yep.
Like I said, one play could turn a 25-point lead into a loss. We've seen it we witnessed it multiple times. Not just us, but other games like that too.
Mm-hmm.
So I completely agree, man. What I would have did on offense, like I told y'all, is I would have went spread. I would have spread them out. I wouldn't allow Jamal Adams to keep coming in no blitz. You gonna come on the blitz? Okay, we going tempo. We keeping your guys on the field. We going Julio. We going Ridley. We going Russell Gage. We going Hayden Hurst. We going Christian Blake. We're gonna just spread you out, and I'm gonna let Matt Ryan call the game from the line. I'm gonna let Matt Ryan call the game. Because Matt Ryan, when you put him in those situations, that's the reason that we call him Matty Ice. He can pick you apart. One thing I love about Peyton Manning, if you wanted to blitz him, he made you pay. Peyton Manning would go tempo. Oh, okay, y'all bring in the house. Okay, I got something for you. We're gonna tire out that defensive line.
Hey,
what y'all doing? Okay.
Boy. That's it.
And that's what I would have did. Because they didn't have enough corners to cover. Like basically, what I'm gonna say is my horses are better than your horses. So can y'all go 4 and 5 corners deep? I don't think y'all can. And I would have made them a believer. I would have made them do it. I want to let Jamal Adams just keep coming on blitzes. Like I said, to me, we played too many tight formations because they front four couldn't bring pressure. Our offensive line was doing a good job. So if they can't stop us, why are we stopping? Basically, I feel like we stopped ourselves. We stopped ourselves.
Exactly.
We stopped ourselves, man. I feel like on offense, all we had to do was spread them out. We would have spread them out and went up tempo because by the time we did it, it was too late in the game to do it. Like we went down to score like 2 late touchdowns, but it was way too late. To me, sometimes the Falcons, once we find goal, we don't stick to the goal. Like we see they can't cover us, but we refuse, as Mike was just saying, we refuse to do what's working. For whatever reason, we say, oh, this works, but we're not going to keep doing it. But they saying, okay, it's working that we blitzing Jamal Adams. So that's why they continue to do it. Because trust me, if they would have kept blitzing Jamal Adams and we would have threw a bubble screen and scored a touchdown, they would have stopped it.
Hey, man, Tom Brady look like 200 years old, bro. That man look old as a motherfucker, bro.
What's the score, dog?
Hey, man. 17-7 New Orleans.
Oh, man.
I don't even give a damn about New Orleans. I love seeing Tom Brady struggle. Man look like he about a 50,000 year old. He cannot step up in the pocket. He look old. The ball is just not getting out.
Because it's not his offense.
This ain't New England, baby.
It's not his offense.
This is not New England.
But like I said, if you got a bunch of receivers, if you got a bunch of receivers that used to run and go routes most of the damn game, they're not gonna thrive well. They're not gonna thrive well enough. With him, he used to throwing check downs and fucking dinging and dunking all damn day.
Exactly.
And plus, they're not gonna perform well because they got too much pressure on them now. They could sneak through and be the underdogs, but that Tom Brady hype got that pressure up on them now. Can they play under that pressure?
Hey man, I just love seeing Brady get hit, man. His toe up, boy. His first game, he said, toe up. He can't step up. He can't step up in the pocket. He look old as crap. Like seriously, he looked old as crap. But good God, man. Um,
I tell
I
you one
think I'll
thing.
let everybody hurry up and kind of get to the game. But um, man, how do you guys think the Falcons should like? We're playing Dallas next. What is the best course of action? What do you guys see from the offense that you like and dislike, and as far as the defense as well? How should they attack? Should they change up anything? What should they do? Continue to do, and what should they do differently against the Dallas Cowboys?
Man, I think number one, we need to go into that. We need to go into that no huddle a little bit more. Um, I I really love seeing Ty Gurley run the ball, but you don't bring your Cadillac out on Tuesdays. You know, I'm not saying only bring Ty Gurley out on third down,
That's a
but
good thing. That's a good.
yeah, I mean, let Brian Hill get that ball too. You know what I'm saying? Let's change things up a little bit and get this offense some diversity. But I think we should try to run some no huddle, do like Jude said, and kind of spread the field out. Like I said, that second half, I mean, we was slinging the ball all over the place. They couldn't stop it. Um, I know Dallas. I know they got two offensive linemen that are hurt. I don't think they're going to be playing next week. I think hopefully if Marlon Davidson comes back with this defensive line, we should be doing pretty good. But I mean, I think the biggest thing is just making adjustments, see what needs to be done, and make changes. I think that's the biggest takeaway.
I completely agree with Big Low.
Now I'm gonna let you take on this one before I get to mine.
Okay.
Just like we about to get off after this, y'all, and we getting our final takes or what?
Yeah, man. We got to get to these games. I know y'all want to enjoy football.
Yeah,
so
man.
I know y'all want to sit here and talk all day. Yeah, I know everybody want to see football, man. And relax a little bit.
Well,
kind of get up.
My final take for next week against Dallas. One thing that I think we got to be leery of. I know I told y'all we can book a win. You can book it. You heard it from Jew first. As Stephen A. Smith says, you can book it. We're gonna win next week. But Dallas's defensive line is a lot better than Seattle's defensive line. They got some dogs over there. I know Boone calls your boy the Mist, Tank Lawrence, but they got some guys over there. They don't forget they got Alden Smith. They got Randy Gregory back off suspension. So they got some dogs on their defensive line over there in Dallas. They got Dantari Poe, I believe. So they went and beefed up there in Dallas. So they got to me, Dallas has more players on their defense and more playmakers. The only thing I'll say Seattle has over Dallas on the defensive side of the ball is the linebackers. Because KJ Wright and Bobby Wagner, they're pretty much the best in the business. And your boy Adams, the weak link for the Cowboys is that secondary. And I think we're going to eat them alive next week. I really think that we're going to go back and watch that tape and see that Julio and Ridley, I really think that Julio and Ridley going to have an intervention with Dirk Cutter. Julio going to say, give me the you-know-what ball, give me the D ball, just pass me the ball, and let us take over this game. I think it's going to be a Matt Ryan and Julio and Ridley coming out party next week. Real talk. I think Gurley going to get a couple touchdowns just on the goal line, but I think next week we're going to spread it out, watch us go up tempo, and I really think that we're going to take we're going to put up some points next week. I really think that next week's going to be one of those games where Matt Ryan put up 35 and he go over 400 yards again passing, because over there in Dallas, they don't have a great secondary. So that's their Achilles heel. The huge thing that we're going to have to watch is if we can protect Matt Ryan the way that we did this game. Because, like I was saying, Dallas's defensive line is a whole different ball game than Seattle. To me, Seattle really didn't get no pressure other than the blitzes that they were running. With the Cowboys, they actually can get some pressure with their front four without blitzing. So we're going to see next week if we're ready to go. But like I said, you guys heard it here first from Jew. You can book it. We beating Dallas next week. We're going to go up to Dallas and get to 1-1. Hopefully, as my boy Big Low was saying, hopefully my boy Marlon Davidson, War Eagle, hopefully he back in the middle. If we get him back, we can go Brady, Marlon Davidson, Tat McKinley, and Dante Fowler on that defensive line. Oh, that's
Man.
scary. That's scary right there, man. It ain't no weak links right there. And that's pretty much all I got, guys. I think next week I can see us putting up over 35. I think we have to change our philosophy. If we come back with the same philosophy, we can easily end up 0-2 if we come back with the same philosophy and the same game plan. So we better scrap this game plan we had in this game, and we better change up and allow Matt Ryan, the Hall of Famer Matt Ryan, be great. Let him do what he do. They can't stop him. Let him do what he do. And I throw it to K-Styles.
I got 2 points that I'm gonna make on this. And what I would like to see them do next week is I want to see a little bit more stunts up front and more zone blitz.
They work, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I want to see, like I said, I want to see them mix it up, give them different looks and different blitzes. And you don't want, like I said, you don't want to be playing soft the whole time. Like I said, you can play soft when you need to, but I want to see them establish that blitz early, get him uncomfortable. And the second thing is, I want to see I want to see the offense. I want to see the screen game. I want to see what the screen game can do.
Oh,
like
man.
I said, you got to, like I said, they got that defensive line is better. They bigger. Their linebackers are bigger. I want to see them take advantage of that and use some screen game. Like I said, tight end screen, wide receiver screen, running back screen. Hell, you could throw a quarterback screen in there for all I care. But
hey, that'll be something unique.
hey, you just run some wildcat and throw a quarterback screen. Shit, you don't know, it could work. But
a quarterback draw with Matt Ryan. Run a quarterback draw.
Yeah. But like I said, I think where their problem was, like you said, they got too stagnant as far as offensively without taking the chances. And like I said, your screen game is the extension of your running game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, mix it up. Like I said, Todd Gurley, like I said, doing Todd Gurley early, establishing him early, opened up that play action pass the next drive.
Yeah.
After that, you got to take a couple shots. Make them respect the deep ball. And I'm just leaving it at that.
Woo. I guess it's me.
It's on you.
You got it.
Hey, I first and foremost, I want to say this, man. Man, I love seeing Tom Brady getting his ass whooped, man. I love it. It's well, I don't say what I was going to say, but I'll just say this. It's going to be a long season for Tom Brady and Drew Brees. I'm looking at these guys, and their arms are absolute dead. And I'm so serious right now. It's absolutely no jokes. These guys cannot throw the ball down. Like, what we're seeing from their offenses is the offensive coordinators getting the ball out of their hands quickly, and this plays into the hands of guys like A.J. Terrell. Today, he was biting on those types of stuff. So you continue to do that against the Atlanta Falcons with young corners who are aggressive, like A.J. Terrell, who's looking to bite on things quickly. He knows that the ball is going to get out of his hand quickly. And Isaiah Oliver, for the most part, he hasn't been tested a lot quickly. They use him, but how they attack Isaiah Oliver, it's not underneath. It's always over the top. So what I'm expecting to see is something what my boy Kevin just said. A lot of zone blitzes. Because what you could do, you can have a safety over the top with Isaiah Oliver, and then you can have A.J. Terrell do what you can put him in man, you can put him in zone, and just let him take away that flat, and just send blitzes and have a defensive end, whether it's Tack, Fowler, and let them play the underneath routes. This is how you get creative and use the talent that you have. And this is what I want. I want to see something different. I want to see something different, completely different from what I've seen the last year, the lack of adjustments, and this goes back to coaching. Are you going to sit back and watch teams constantly use the same things over and over and over again? Or are you going to make adjustments? And I thought the defense, for the most part, I think they did a pretty good job for the most part making adjustments. I would like to see them get a little faster, a little quicker, but for the most part, I was impressed by the defense. I know a lot of people who was like, look, this is the first game, okay? I'm not going to overreact. This is the first game. These guys have not even had a real training camp. And for what I've seen in a real training camp, and another thing too, coaches got to get in the rhythm, play calling rhythm. That's very important. Coaches have to get in the play calling rhythm. So the coaches, these are a lot of new guys. How he's going to use Todd Gurley? How he's going to use Ridley? How he's going to use Hayden Hurst? He has a lot of weapons that he has to kind of get used to. So he has to get into a play calling rhythm. I'm not going to Dirk Cutter sucks and all this type of stuff out of one game. If he's struggling after 5 games, then okay, Dirk Cutter sucks. But this is the first game. These guys have to get in the play calling. Players have to get they win. A lot of players haven't got their win. I saw Bat run huffing and puffing on the sideline because these guys haven't had opportunity to have a real training camp. So from what I've seen, this front line is absolutely disgusting. That duo and his trio with Tack, Dante Fowler, and Grady Jarrett is scary. These guys got after it. Now think about this. Think about this, Falcons. If they did this to Russell Wilson, how the hell do you think they're going to look against slower pocket quarterbacks who aren't as smart, as intelligent, and can improvise like Russell Wilson? This is going to be a very good defense. But like I said, what I need to see is on the offensive side of the ball with Dirk Cutter, I got to see him use the short passing game, and I need to see him use the tight ends a little bit more because I thought they had some matchup opportunities with Hayden Hurst that they didn't take, and I'm not going to say too much about Todd Gurley for the simple fact I just think he's still learning the offense as well. This is like he's still learning where Matt wants. You saw that on a play where Matt was trying to get the ball and Todd didn't have his head around. That's right. That's all about chemistry and knowing your quarterback. So it's going to take time for Todd Gurley to kind of get. And when those opportunities happen again, you're going to see Todd Gurley take that bitch to the house. He hasn't played with Matt Ryan yet. So when he gets that opportunity again, he knows that he got to get his head around because Matt Ryan, like Matt is going to talk to him. Matt is going to look, Todd, get your damn head around. You saw how he talked to Julio. You see how he talked to Calvin Ridley. He's going to get Todd Gurley right. He's going to get these guys right. So I don't think, like I said, I'm not going to say this is something that I'm not happy with it, but this is still the first game. These guys have not had training camp, and these guys have not played one single game. This is their first game, and for what I've seen, man, I like what I've seen. I love what I've seen from this defense. I love what I've seen with that front four. And with a front four, as long as you get pressure, it makes your DBs look so much better. So much better, man. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say exactly what you said. I think we beat the living snot out of Dallas. I think we beat the living snot out of them because you look at that secondary, their safeties are terrible. Their safeties are garbage. And I mean garbage. Their safeties are garbage. Can you name a safety? Do anybody know a safety? I don't even know their safeties. You got to have a safety with Calvin and Julio. If you don't have a safety with Calvin, you already lost the game. You cannot single up Julio. These dudes tried to single up Julio in the second half of the game, and guess what? Julio went him and Calvin really went absolutely crazy. That's why I'm not giving up on this season. Because it's like I said, it's only one game, man. It's only one game. I didn't like what we always want to win. But you gotta take the good and the bad, man. And I saw much more good than I saw bad. So if you guys don't have anything to say, man, we can go watch these games, the rest of these games, man.
Yeah, man. I just got one thing to say. Y'all go hit that subscribe button on Atlanta Falcons Nation. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button.
It takes 3 seconds.
Hit that subscribe button, man. That's all it takes. All right, so we got 132. I expect 132 more subscribers on Atlanta Falcons Nation. All right, so hit us up, man. I appreciate you. It's going to be every game. Rise the freak up. All right, rise up, baby. Appreciate you.
Look, if you already gave up on the season, go find another team because we ride until we die.
Thank you, sir. Absolutely, man.
You go pick one of the dead arm quarterbacks playing right now.
Hey man, it was a good show, man. This is the first one, man. Damn, it feels so good to be back. I appreciate it, man.
Look, I ain't mean to cut you off, but I saw a comment. I've been hearing this too, talking about tank for Trevor Lawrence. Fuck no, we don't tank around here.
Tank for Trevor Lawrence? Come on, man. That man still look. Come on, let's just stop. This is some damn Trevor Lawrence. Tank for Trevor Lawrence. Get out of here with that crap.
Man,
all right, man.
50 yards today.
Hey man, this is good. This is good show, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. We're gonna hear for the most part. We definitely might see a different panel each week, for the most part. But we're gonna go live. We're gonna try to go live after every Atlanta Falcons game, man. I appreciate it, man. Trust me. Love y'all to death. No homo, man. Trust me, man. I really, truly appreciate all you guys' support. All right, help me get to 5 G's. Help you get to 1,000. He should be at 1,000 by now. What are y'all doing? There's 4,000 people who follow me. I need at least 1,000 people to go there.
Yeah.
Hit that subscribe button. Yeah. There's no excuse for that. Come on, man. This man does football. Let's support him. So with that being said, man, let's go enjoy Tom Brady get his ass hit again. They scored 7 fucking points. I thought they was gonna win the damn Super Bowl, but he done scored 7 fucking points. But yeah, they supposed to be all great and all that. But okay. You guys, I'm gone, man. Peace.
Rise up, motherfuckers.